Let's go here. We'll go here. All right, come on. Let's go Facebook. Stop dicking with me. Always dicking with me. There we go. Okay. We are 3, 2, 1. All right, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube.
Sweet.
And let's see, live on X. Wait. Create broadcast. Post. Boom, boom. Okay, live on X. Let me get this up here. Top post. Okay, top post pinned on X.
Yep, I just saw it come through.
Okay, that's pin. That's good. All right, this, and then last but not least. Okay, live on live on IG. Okay. This. Good.
Thinking about going
Every time.
Time alone. When I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long.
Okay. What's up, y'all? Hang on, let me get over here. What's up, everybody? Let me just check the audio really quick. All right, let me make sure Wyck is up. I got Wyck right there. Ready to go. Okay, audio sounds good. Everything sounds good. Whew. Oh, the camera's a little hot. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Just there we go. Okay. I think we're good. Let's see. Yeah? Okay. Oh, one more thing. Let me switch Wyck over so he can see me. Webcam, Sony. Okay. There we go. That's what I want to make sure. All right. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Hour of Power. Just want to make sure that everything's working. All right, good. Sorry about that. Let me make sure everything's okay. What's up, good, everybody? Welcome to the Hour of Power. Tonight's guest. We've met tonight's guests once before. We met tonight's guest once before. He actually made a surprise appearance on the Christmas show. So that was my first chance to actually get to meet tonight's guest. So without further ado, I want to bring Wyck on. Let's bring Wyck up. Let's see, we got him. Whoop, hang on, Wyck. Don't say hello yet. There we go. Okay, good. What's up, Wyck? Say hello to everybody.
How you doing, everyone?
All right. Welcome. Congrats. Making it to the Hour of Power. What's going on, man? How's everything?
Man, it's a pleasure. Everything's good, man. You know, just trying to build, trying to continue to make everything work. Got a lot going on in life, but love it. Love every part of it.
Hey, Wyck, do me a favor really quickly. Why don't we introduce you? And why don't you introduce yourself? Give us a brief history, talk a little bit about who you are, and let the people know who what you're about tonight. Go ahead, Wyck.
All right. My name is Darrell. I'm from New Orleans originally. Currently, I live in Colorado. I don't have a problem with letting anyone know where I'm at. Basically, I've been doing art for a long time. I've been doing music for a long time, but what I'm about now and what Wyck actually is he was originally a little character I created for my daughter. When she was down or felt like she couldn't do something or she was afraid to try to do something, I basically draw him doing those things that she felt like she couldn't do or she was afraid to try, and it provided her some inspiration and she'd be more willing to try them. I'd been watching NFTs and crypto for a while prior, and when it came down to it, a friend of mine out here in Colorado was like, man, why don't you try throwing your stuff out there as an NFT? And for a while I was just thinking regular art or just music. And then I was going through some paperwork or some old papers, some old drawings, and I happened upon my original drawing of Wyck, and I was like, why not this guy? If he inspired my daughter, why can't he inspire other people, man? And then I revamped him a little bit, touched him up, changed some things, and I brought him to Solana originally. What has been my goal since I first started drawing Wyck and brought him to the blockchain, and it's still my goal, is to give back for PTSD. I'm a Marine Corps veteran myself, been to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kosovo, Kuwait, Africa, and all of that in my time in. And I've lost some friends to PTSD, both, you know, in life and, you know, them ending up in bad situations. So I wanted to make sure that everyone got help because I got help, you know, and though it's not a you're cured type thing, that help does help people and prevent, you know, us from taking our lives or doing things that, you know, jeopardize our lives. That's what I'm about. That's always been my goal since I've decided, you know, to do so.
Wyck, the first thing I want to say is I'm sorry, Wyck. I'm not trying to be rude. I actually have a friend who's also Marine, and he normally watches the show, and he always gives me shit. Man, all you do is talk about art, you know, so I. Wick, there was a time when the show was different. I tried the show a lot of different ways, and I tried a politics path. I tried doing the show myself. I tried it with my friends. I tried so many different things. He enjoyed it when it was this period of politics, and I said this. I don't think it's the best thing for me. I like the art. I'm gonna go back to the art. You know, so he watches the show every now and then. He's like, man, all you do is talk about art. And I think he will enjoy tonight's show if he was watching. So, Alan, if you're out there, tonight's. Yeah, so I think it would be good for him to hear this. And thank you for your service as well.
Thanks, man. I feel like we all have something to contribute there, man. I mean, whatever branch, I'm a Marine. I'm always going to be a Marine. But now, whatever branch, there are sacrifices and things like that. So I think we all can relate to that. Period. Point blank.
Hey, Alan, what's up? This is Wyck. You might enjoy tonight's show, so I figured I'd tag you if you want to say hello and watch. A Marine as well, so military. So, anyways, okay. So Wyck, let me get. Sorry, I had to break character for a second because, yeah, he's always like I said. I think he'll enjoy tonight. Question, right? In the beginning, how did everything start? Like, Wyck as a kid, do you have family in the military? With the art thing, was it a very young thing that started? When did you do art as a very young kid? Yeah, maybe, you know, as a young Wyck, small Wyck. You said you were doing art for a very long time, so I'm just kind of curious, when did it all start? Did it start as a child or no? Was it later? Yeah, go ahead. Take us in from there.
Oh, no. It started as a child. I was in school in New Orleans, and they were notorious for having hand-me-down books. I'm talking hand-me-down books from 10 years earlier, etc. And I came across this spelling book probably when I was in first or second grade. And I opened it, and it had my aunt's name in it as the last owner before myself. But when I got to the back of the book to put the book cover on or whatever, I saw this drawing that she did. And I was like, I brought it home. When I brought it home, I asked her, did she do that drawing? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, wow, I didn't know you could draw like that. And then my uncle, he also drew, but I already knew he could draw. And I was like, I want to imitate you guys. I want to be like you guys. I want to draw. So I tried my hand at it, and I was good. Apparently for my age, I was good. So I just kept doing it. Took fine arts all the way through. Well, we had fine arts in middle school. We also had fine arts in high school and commercial arts. So I took both of those in high school, got to learn a bit about what I liked and didn't like. And I mean, even when I got out of school and went to the Marine Corps, I was drawing designs for tattoos for some of my fellow guys in my unit. I actually did a mural for a juice shop in North Carolina. I forget what that beach is, but it was one of the smaller beaches for one of my officers that were in my unit and his wife, because they opened up that company. And I've kept drawing. I've always drawn characters. I'm into anime and comics and stuff like that. So it's never been something that I wanted to go away. So I kept doing it.
Okay. So from what I heard, grade school, high school, there was you took a lot of art class, or no? Is that
Yeah.
And what mediums? Was it just drawing or painting or what?
It started in elementary school. We had art programs because we had a pretty nice school. But it was not a formal class. I didn't get to formal art classes probably until middle school. I went to a pretty decent middle school. We had a great teacher there, Mr. Wooten, who had us painting with acrylics and oil paints. He was a real big guy on natural bridges and Toulouse-Lautrec. And so we did a lot of painting, and he had us doing some drawing and stuff like that. And that continued into high school, where I took fine arts with Mr. Prince, another great guy. He taught us about multiple mediums. He drilled it into us to draw certain things, certain ways, and the body and everything. He just wanted us to make sure that the art that we was creating was anatomically correct, and it was lovely. But then I also took commercial arts because I thought that was something I wanted to do. And back then, created an ad
Wyck, sorry, what is commercial arts?
Basically, it's working for companies, doing art, like doing their ads and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For print and stuff before, computers became the bigger thing. You had to sit there and do layers and layers and layers by hand on transparent.
I thought you were younger, Wyck. But if you know about that, we're about the same age, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, my first typing class was on a typewriter. So
okay, yeah, that sounds about right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and what I found with commercial arts is, while I did like doing it, I felt like, aside from that, since there were such strict guidelines, it kind of took away from my creativity. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to at times, and that's why commercial arts really wasn't my forte. So I gravitated back more towards the fine arts. And then I left high school. Well, we had a couple of art shows in school, and I also spent time with what's called Yaya Incorporated down there in New Orleans. They used to be big for those kids who were in school who didn't have art programs and wanted to make money using their art. So we did furniture, we had done murals, we had art shows and all kind of things like that. And a lot of us, I mean, imagine being 16 years old with $5,000 in your pocket, a $5,000 check in your pocket, or 5,000 cash in your pocket at that time. It was crazy, man. But I always learned I wanted to buy more supplies. So that's what I kept doing. I'd make art to buy more supplies to get better at art.
Okay. At what point, now, was there college or was there military? And how did that decision happen?
There was military. Basically, I'd applied for a lot of scholarships, and I didn't think I would get them because I felt like I applied to them late. And so I went to sign up for the Marine Corps against my parents' wishes. My dad was fine with it, but my mom was losing her mind. And I went and left for boot camp like a month after graduating, and crazily,
you didn't have any family in military at all?
I'm about to get to that.
Oh, I was gonna say, how did you make this? How did this decision happen? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, I had a couple of friends. We all went into the program together, and like after I graduated boot camp is when I started finding out I had this uncle in the Marine Corps. I had this cousin in the Marine Corps. I had this cousin in the Marine Corps. I had this uncle in the Army, and so on and so forth. They didn't tell me anything, even when I was asking them questions about what branch should I go to and asking them questions about the military in general from someone who's been in. They didn't say a thing. They said they wanted to talking to them now, and after I did, they wanted to make sure that my decision was my decision, so they didn't want to influence it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so okay, okay, so I got questions. What was going through your mind during boot camp? Were you thinking about art?
To be honest, yes, I actually was.
Okay.
I actually was. I think I got a couple of my old books somewhere that I drew on just because I didn't have anything else to draw on.
Were you creating art at all while you were?
Not in boot camp, not really. It was just things that would come to my head. I draw them on in papers or in some of the technical manuals we had, even though you're not supposed to, but if I get to keep it, I'm going to draw on it. So I did. But no, I didn't create much in boot camp. After boot camp, like MCT and my MOS training, yes, I drew a lot because I guess it was all those months those 3 months or so of not being able to draw anything aside from some quick sketches that I had to get out.
Okay. So now, how long was the military career for?
4 years. 4 years. I loved it, and then we went to Iraq. So, but we were on a ship and they turned us around to end up going to Iraq. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And I knew eventually we'd have that, but that kind of just made my decision. Because when I went in, my thoughts were I was gonna do my 4 years, I was gonna re-enlist, I was gonna be a drill instructor, et cetera, et cetera. And once we hit Iraq and the morale kind of changed and a lot of things changed as far as what was happening at home with personal life, I decided the best decision for me was to get out at that time.
Okay. So after you decided that the best decision for you was to move on, what happened from there?
I came home and immediately found a job working at a cable company down there in New Orleans. Because I liked electronics, I like taking things apart, I like installing things. It was just something that gravitated towards me, and I took the opportunity to do so, and they called back extremely quickly. I think I applied before I left North Carolina, and they were calling me for an interview for my first interview by the time I touched down in New Orleans.
Okay. A question that I did want to ask is, what's up, guys? I see you out there. What up, Hammer? What up, Big Money? And I see you got. Oh shit! I didn't. Oh, and Danny, I saw you. I don't know if anybody else leaves a comment. I will say hi when I get over to the computer, but I don't have the window open, so I can't see you guys. But I did want to say hi to everybody that was saying hello. So a question from before, which got away from me, but did you feel or have you always been the discipline thing, right? So did the Army discipline have an effect on your life at all? I'm sorry, the Marine discipline have any effect on your life at all? Or were you always a disciplined person?
I'd say that yes, I was always disciplined. My grandfather did not play. My dad did not play. They were pretty strict and by the books. My grandfather was a longshoreman, so there were certain things you did or you didn't do. he had a guideline about that type of stuff. So did my dad. He'd get me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, or I'd get up before him at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Shit. So you were getting up at
Yeah.
5 already, huh?
Yeah, that wasn't a change because
Yeah.
I always make this joke. He'd get up to get ready for work and he'd be in the bathroom for like an hour and a half doing everything that he has to do. And usually I'd be up and I'm like, okay, I need to go to the restroom, and this is the only restroom in the house. So I started getting up before him. So he gets up at 5:15, I'm up at 5.
Oh shit. How about that?
But
Got-
now
go
the
ahead,
discipline thing, yeah, it's been there. I always did try to rebel. I mean, I've gotten into trouble. But no, ultimately discipline was something that they instilled in me from a young age.
Yeah, I mean, if you were already getting up at 5 a.m., they were already instilling the boot camp in you. Well, I mean, the reason I bring it up is because I think fast forward to today, you're going to need a heavy amount of discipline and consistency, I think, to get through, or where, you know, if you want to bring your art from beginning to end. You know, I've noticed that the ones that stay the most consistent are the ones that are going to win, and the ones who are winning. So that's nice to have that discipline. It's especially in the art world. I was gonna, I didn't want to jump too far ahead. We'll come back to this question. So okay, fixing computer. Electronics. Yeah, take me through that. Everything, or like just how did you learn from the shop? Like, how'd that happen?
That started very early too. My mom and my dad brought home computers that their jobs gave them. And my sister and I, 5-inch floppies, 5-inch floppies. My mom, well, my sister and I, we were playing games on the computers. And then one day we came home, we turned it on, we saw a screen, and then it went off. And we had one working computer and the other one didn't work. But I was like sitting there and I'm looking at them. I took them apart against my mom's wishes. And I was looking at them. I'm like, okay, they're the same computer. They're the same computer. All right. So let's do this. So I swapped out a part, put it in the other one, powered it on, nothing. I was like, okay, no. So I swapped out another part, powered it on, nothing. And then I saw this power brick in there, and I took it apart from the old computer, put it in a new one, pressed the power button, boom, it came up, and I was like, interesting. I like this. I started taking things apart and putting them back together. It was just, I learned a lot by hands-on. I'll read a lot of stuff, but I learned by hands-on. So I discovered I love doing it.
Okay. What you have the ability to fix anything right now? I mean, man, you must really enjoy YouTube. Are you yeah. I was gonna say you must really enjoy YouTube if you are a fix-it guy. Because
I built the whole 96 Mustang.
You restored. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh, wow. We got pics of that anywhere floating around? Is that on your IG?
It might not be on that IG. I have 3 IGs. One's for Wyck as art and some music. The other one's Scorched Horse, which is that whole car. And then the other one is mostly my music and personal.
Okay. Okay. So now where are we on the timeline? I'm gonna imagine what age was the that job at?
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cable company, 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now how long with the cable company?
9 years and 8 months.
Okay. Okay. So that takes us to about 30. Where, what happened after that?
After that, they wanted us to relocate, and that was something they told us they wouldn't have us do. So, of course, I had established a life. My daughter was going to school, bought a house, all of that stuff. And I was like, okay, I made a lot of these decisions because you guys told us we wouldn't have to relocate, and now you want us to relocate. So they gave us an option, commute or take the severance package. And I took the severance package in that case
Okay.
and went and worked for a friend who was still in that same industry.
Now, during that time period, you do anything with art at all?
Yeah, I did. Well, mostly music, but I did a lot with art. I still drew album covers and stuff like that for friends. Um, I think the few tattoos I have on myself, I drew them myself. I was drawing tattoo designs for other people, and I was still drawing characters. I've never stopped drawing characters. That's always been something that's been in my head. So I kept drawing characters and writing stories and things like that. It was just something that I
You
felt
you
I
you, you
couldn't
must
let
have
go.
a couple books full.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. I was going to say, it sounds like you did a lot of drawing, so you must have a decent amount of books filled. Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, I love drawing them, drawing on paper. It was just the feel for me, and it was the way to. If something popped in my head, I put it on paper, basically, whether it was a story, whether it was a song, whether it was a drawing of a character. I always put it on paper. Um, Especially because it helped me. It helped me stop thinking about other things. It took me to another place while I was doing it.
Ah, yeah, Joe. Okay. So to the 9 years, 30, but you were still active with the pen and the pad, mostly physical stuff, tattoo drawing. What happened after the severance package?
I started working for a friend of mine, and his contractor, he was a contractor for a cable for the same cable company. Um, I trained people on how to dispatch and how to troubleshoot the cable systems and the internet systems and things like that. Um, that was fun. I did that for a couple of years and actually switched over to a couple of different companies doing that for other people and providing consultation and stuff. It was actually kind of strange because I didn't think that I would ever be I would be consulting for people on how to train their people how to do certain things and what processes to do. But it was fun. And I still got to do art. Like for my friend, I did art that ended up in his office and stuff like that, paintings for him and stuff. I mean, I love oil pastels when I'm doing that stuff, but he wanted paint, so I did paint.
Now, were you painting the entire time, or what point did the painting start?
The painting started in middle school because of Mr. Wooten. He had us doing all those bridges and things. And then Mr. Prince, he kept us with painting, but he had us doing all kind of medium. Like we experiment with regular pastels, we'd experiment with charcoals, drawing pencils, oil, acrylics, watercolors. And it was just something when I could, I would. It wasn't something that I always gravitated towards charcoals or pencils first. And then if I decided to, I do something else. I never stopped painting totally.
Was there ever like a little spot or a studio, or was it just whatever, wherever you could, you could?
Yeah, wherever I could, I could. I mean, actually, I did end up with a room. Um, it was like our back area where I would do a lot of my artwork and painting, or I'd go to my dad's house and I'd paint a lot too.
Okay.
My dad and my mom's house.
Um, so I'm gonna say we're around 35 at this point. Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, I still think what are we, about 10 years away from NFTs?
uh, Here's a crazy story. I heard about crypto probably 5 years after I got out the Marine Corps, or one of my friends was talking
Okay.
about Bitcoin.
Okay.
But it was something that I just watched. I didn't get into.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd say we about no, about because I actually started really getting into the crypto probably around 2019. I started dropping my own NFTs, just fine arts and stuff on Rarible probably
Wait
about
a second.
20.
In 2019, you were doing this?
Yeah, not Wick, but I was doing other stuff. I was just throwing stuff
Oh
out there.
wow, you were around in the beginning.
Yeah, not knowing. I didn't know anything about them. I just knew I go to Rarible. I just knew I go to Rarible. I take a picture or I draw it on my tablet and then put it on there, set a price, and that was it. That's all I knew.
And so at that point in time, what was well wait, we missed some time here. What happened between the working between the friends and the finding the NFTs? We lost some years. Is there anything?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I had a life change. I mean, had a divorce, met a great lady now, and um phew, also the detrimental one, found out I was a type 1 diabetic all of a sudden. Um, so that changed a lot. I went from being very active to worrying about being active. But I ended up getting a new job at a great company. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know if I can mention their name, so we're gonna leave that be. Started with a great company, and I got more into the art, but they also, I mean, also iPads were coming around, and I got more interested in them and what I could do with them, and the Macs, drawing programs on them and using Photoshop, but I mostly used them for music. So that around that time was when I was doing a real push for my music, doing performances down there in New Orleans and Baton Rouge and stuff like that. But I still was drawing my own album artworks. I never stopped drawing.
Okay, hang on. There's something that we completely missed here. All this time we focused on the physical art. What would? But you haven't spoke that much about the music. Talk about the music a little. How did that develop?
My grandmother. um, there was two things that happened. My cousins and I, we used to like performing, like Boys to Men or Jackson 5 or something, to be on the TV, and we'd all be dancing to them and stuff like that. And my grandmother would take us to church a lot, every Sunday. And I think it was a couple of weeks in a row she must have spotted me. I was nodding off and sleeping in church. So she was like, "I'm putting you in the choir." And I was like, I can't say no, this my grandmother. But I got in the choir and I was singing with them, and I forget the guy's name, but he was like, "Wait a minute, you can sing." And I'm like, "No, I can't." And he was like, "Yeah, you can sing." So he'd have us all start singing, and then he'd tell the rest of the choir to hush. And he heard it, and I heard it, and I was like, "That's me." But then that started me with actually doing performing arts, like doing little operettas and stuff like that in school. And I think we did The Wiz and a couple of other operettas that really shouldn't have been operettas, like Roots. We did a version of that opera, like as a musical and things like that. So it kind of just pushed, and I kept doing it. My cousins, they weren't exactly into music like I was, but I'd be recording, got my little tape recorder, and I'd be recording over other people's songs, or they played an instrumental on the radio and I'd sing over it or something like that. And it developed
What
into more and more.
I want to make sure I have this right now. Did you said, and I mean, I'm talking to you, like I'm gonna let my cat out. I think my cat wants to go out. But you know what? I'll just leave it on this screen. The type of music. Did you say opera? The opera? You is
Operettas.
what is
So it was
operettas?
kind of like Broadway shows,
Okay.
but it was us kids doing them. So they called them operettas in the school that I was in.
Okay. So you were in a lot of holy shit, you were on the stage a lot?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. So you have stage experience. Oh, all right. How about that? Okay. So then how did that translate underlying the rest of life? Because we've only been focusing on the physical art, but it sounds like the music was also kind of bubbling too. Did that translate? What you mentioned albums? You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Basically over time, I decided I wanted to do music myself. So we had little beat makers, little cheap keyboards, and we'd make our own little tracks, and I'd record those. And then the Marine Corps came, and I think I got my first compact computer like my second year in. My roommate and I shared it, but I bought a mic and we bought Acid Pro, which was a loop program, and I'd make loops.
I remember Acid Pro.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your main was it DAP digital audio interface DI? What I forget what they call them. What was your main music?
At first, it was Acid.
Okay.
That was the first DAW that I actually made tracks and recorded on. And then it became Sonic, where I forget what they're called. I forget. That's so old. I don't even remember anymore.
That wasn't Cubase, was it? Sonic didn't make Cubase was
It might have been Cubase before they became actual Cubase. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Okay.
But Acid always stuck out to me because it was the first one where I could just basically start recording, make a track, start recording instantly.
Okay.
So I did a lot of singing on that. I did some recording for guys in my unit who were also into music, and I enjoyed having a melody in my head and being able to make it. So that loop software didn't really work for me. So I tried some other stuff that wasn't loops, where I could play instruments and hook up little keyboards and drum pads to go that route. And I just kept going. Then I got out the Marine Corps because I did a bunch there, just recording stuff, putting it on CDs, recording other people, putting it on CDs. And when I got out, I built a computer just for that. So then I guess this is when it got serious. I threw some stuff out there on SoundCloud, SoundClick, and other little platforms, even MySpace back then. Oh my God, I hope I never find that page again.
I fucking loved MySpace.
I love MySpace. I hope
MySpace.
I don't find my music page.
You have a music page on MySpace? Oh
Yeah.
shit, we are definitely the same age. Go ahead. It's like I have MySpace, huh? Those usually the music pages had the track listing right at the top.
Yep.
Yeah, right. You go right to the page, the music would just start playing. All right, go ahead.
From there, I mean, what happened for me is I started recording myself. I did that computer for that. I bought a bunch of equipment. I bought what was that? They call Avid now, but yeah, basically an inbox, and I started in a nice little compressor mic, and I started from there and just was making tracks and recording them, and I was putting them out there for people to have and selling CDs and stuff like that. And then people heard me.
What type of music?
R&B, a bit of rap, sometimes some rock. I actually wrote a country song for a friend, but he never used it. But hey, I'm not mad. I just love doing it. If it came in my head, I was doing it.
Okay. Go ahead. I got to tell me more. You said it got serious.
Yeah, I mean, when I was working at the cable company, also I had opportunities to perform at some of the universities in New Orleans, like we did Xavier University. We performed at Loyola and Tulane.
Okay.
Did a couple of clubs too.
What was your stage name?
The Mine.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Do we could hear you have the tracks up somewhere? SoundCloud, yeah.
Oh well, now I actually have songs that are on all platforms.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Go ahead. So
The older stuff. Matter of fact, you actually heard one of my songs what was that? Last week when BB was on? That one at the end was one of my songs.
Huh. The one that she played at the end of the really?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So this is a story gets interesting. So you were doing shows at colleges then at some point in time, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, it was just I had friends who were in charge of the college radios and some radio stations down there that I was plugged into by knowing people. And that's just those opportunities came. Hey man, we doing a performance. We need this many artists. Would you like to be one of them? Or I'd reach out to some guys and be like, I know you guys need, have a performance. Do you need someone? I mean, I think we did actually 2 shows in strip clubs, and that was strange, but it got done. But I did. For me, it wasn't about the performing. It was more of me letting my music be heard. So I didn't care where I had to perform at. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the fame. It's always been about me letting the music get heard. So if it touches somebody or it resonates with someone that, it may help them, it may, put a smile on their face. And I like to say that something that I created did that.
Okay. Yeah, so the music stuff is a little bit of a surprise. I just usually we're up here chit chatting about art. I just I didn't remember coming across the music stuff. Okay. So was it strictly music for that little time period, or was it the cable company and music? And I got to imagine right around that time period. How long? Well, yeah, the music must be going for a while because now it translated into the NFTs. So
yeah,
2018. Are we somewhere in that time period? Are we close to that?
Yeah, 2018 is actually around the time that I was really, my best friend and we were producing for other artists. We were recording other artists. He actually opened up a studio down there in New Orleans to record people. And we were just doing a real push for music,
man,
but no.
That was it. So that was like a great time too. Cause wasn't Lil Wayne popping at that time too? Like, wasn't he big down in that whole time period? Well, a little bit before that.
He definitely was. I don't want to say anything about that. I got in trouble with them for, messing with a song,
Gotcha.
reproducing a song myself, making my own remix. So,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, if you were like buzzing if you were like buzzing in the colleges, then you had to be pretty well known. Like, and that was around the time period of Wayne, and you guys were in the same area. Did you ever have any? Like, you guys paths cross at all? Or
Our paths crossed in further back in high school, to be honest. But
okay, how about that? All right.
But no, I knew of him. Like I said, I got a cease and desist at some point for a remix that I shouldn't have jumped on myself. But no, and actually, one of the guys who actually had me performing at his Thursday night thing a lot was Cash Money Vamp. So he was one of the A&Rs for Cash Money Records, and I'd go and perform a particular song or two for him every Thursday, just about, or Thursday and Tuesday, or Thursday and Saturday.
that was that whole 2000, I think 10 to 13 era, if I remember correctly. That was it. And then they signed Drake, and Birdman was hot back at there was that. Yeah, there was
Yep.
yeah. So, oh shit, you were in New Orleans? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's like so many similar parallels. I feel like, so stage, what was that like? Being up on stage. I mean, well, you so shit because you did the opera, so you had the stage experience, going up to perform. Yeah, what was that like? Was that different or just didn't mean nothing?
When it was my music, it was different from me. I was always nervous. See, when you're doing somebody else's songs, or like when I did the operettas, I was the scarecrow in the Wiz. So I was Michael Jackson's character, and I worried about singing his stuff perfectly, but it wasn't my words, it was his words. But when it's my own stuff, I want to make sure that I have the same inflections and the same feeling and emotion coming out of it that I originally did with the song. I don't want it to sound any different. And that's mostly where my nervousness came in, because I'm like, are people going to like this song? What are they going to think about this song? Or am I singing it too low? Are they going to understand what the lyrics mean and things like that? But I loved it still because, like I said, it's my music getting out there and people listening to it and people bobbing their heads and eventually people singing the lyrics, and you don't even have to sing the lyrics yourself sometimes. And it's like, wow.
Shit, that's pretty cool. Okay. So at what point, I see you doing the music thing. I don't know if you're doing the music thing and the cable thing, but then, it seems like around 2000, well, you mentioned 2018, you said a friend mentioned NFTs. And at that point, were you doing the physical art still, or was there a lot of focus on the music? There's so many things going on, and you're making me dig here, Wyck. You gotta help me out here a little.
Yeah, it was, I'll say this. A lot of that stuff was happening simultaneously. Music, the cable company, art. I was doing all three as best I could, plus, being a dad to my daughter. And adding into that, also, I was rebuilding the motorcycle during that time. So, well, I'd finished rebuilding the motorcycle. And so I was going to little motorcycle meets and stuff like that, and playing music as well in my trucks. Have my motorcycle on the back, and it was a lot of that, man. It was just me trying to get out there and experiencing life. Like I said, during that time, it was me finding what path I wanted to actually take, and then NFTs came around for me.
Okay. Okay, we're here now. Present. I'm gonna say what around NFTs, 7 years. I'm gonna 42, 43, 41, somewhere in there.
43.
All right, yeah, we're the same age. So you're a technical guy. You probably understand VCR language. You fix it. You're handy with this computer, already ripping apart and putting back together computers. So yeah, you fit right into the whole NFT crypto thing. Because you got to have some sort of technical knowledge, especially in the beginning with the wallets and the exchanges. So how did it start? Like, did you just like? Where'd you learn? Spaces, or was it what the hell was the Apple app? Clubhouse. Like, who turned you on? I mean, I know you mentioned you had a friend that turned you on, but how did that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Clubhouse, for me, was 100% music. I was 100% into the music on that. I knew nothing about the NFTs actually being there. when my friend mentioned it, I had already kind of looked into crypto and stuff like that, and I had a little wallet with some Bitcoin in it, and then I was like, and he mentioned NFTs. It was one of my coworkers, and I was like, nah, and I just kind of dismissed it. And then the second time he mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'll throw something on there. So I went to Rarible, downloaded the app, took a picture of it, and actually, no, I had my iPad by that time. I drew something on my iPad I loved, put it on there. It set up a wallet for me, and I was like, okay, now what? And so I was looking around, checking YouTube and different things for how-tos and what to do next and this and that, and even checking Rarible stuff, their documentation that they send you on their updates. And I was like, okay, for once, I don't understand what the hell is going on. So I just kept throwing it up there.
Welcome to the world of NFTs. Yeah.
Yep. The guy was like, what blockchain are you minted on? I was like, how do I know? I said, it's on Rarible. That's all I can tell you. It's on Rarible. And then we moved to Colorado 2020. Like, COVID happened. The wife and I weren't married yet. We were living with my dad in Metairie. Well, he was living with us. We had the apartment. We brought him in with us. And we were like, okay.
Why did you decide to move?
We decided to move because things got a little too stressful. Basically, I love New Orleans and most people love it to visit and stuff like that. But living there is a different thing. Nothing against my city, but the young heads is doing too much. The system wants to keep people where they are, because I always say this as well. If you get above that system, then who works the French Quarter, who works Bourbon Street, who works those jobs that nobody wants to work? If everybody's successful, then there's nobody to work those jobs. So that race became a little too much for us, and you're not getting paid enough for all of the work that you do. And I just needed something more positive. I felt like my mental there was the mentality of someone who's lived there their entire life, and you don't see anything else but that, and you're upset, and you're upset at yourself, but you're also upset at the system, and that coupled with PTSD wasn't making me a good person. And
did you go through the flood?
Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah.
I left before that. My dad stayed, and that terrified me. That he was still there, and for a while we didn't know where he was, but he made it.
Okay. Did they have to save him? Did he anything?
He saved himself. I don't know how he did. He took someone's boat. He took someone's boat and started picking up people, and they made it to the CBD where they could actually get to the buses and stuff like that. They passed him 3 times. If he was alive to tell the story, he would tell you he was on that roof for 3 days, and he was waving them as they were passing him, and they would just go by him.
Wow. Shit, that's some story. Colorado. You make it to Colorado, and well, now it's a brand new thing. But NFTs. Yeah. Bring us. Yeah, take us from there. Take us from Colorado.
Yep.
Shit.
When I got to Colorado
already, huh? Wow.
When I got to Colorado, one of my friends / coworkers, we were hanging out, and he was telling me about NFTs, and he started showing me some of the ones that he did, and I was like, interesting. I was like, I have some on Rarible. He was like, yeah, I don't do Rarible because the fees, yada, 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 yada. And I was like, okay, so how do I do this myself? And then he was like, all right, I'm going to school you. Because that was 2020, October, November-ish. Me and him started hanging out. And then 21 in like March, Yeah, in February actually, I started hanging out in like different spaces on Twitter, under
Yeah, that's
my
right.
other account.
That's around the time I
Yep.
started wandering into. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I started wandering in the spaces and under my other account, and then it came to me when Wick came to me. I was like, I am going to create an account for Wick, and that's what I'm going to go into the spaces with. And so I did, and I was in a couple of spaces for a while, and then they started noticing that I was coming a lot, and it was like, come up and talk, man. You have a project. I see this character, this PFP you got, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to talk, so I kind of side skirted that for like a month, and then came March, and they called me up there again, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk. And then I introduced the project, and I'm like, it's not out yet, but I introduced it at that time. Just the concept and what I'm about and things like that. And they wanted to hear more, so I kept going to the spaces, and I'd start talking about it a little bit more. I started getting more into drawing it a bit more, going over with my friend a plan, like we wanted the roadmap and everything and all of that. So I ended up dropping on Solana, on exchange.art, and sold some, sold quite a few. And I was like, wow, this is amazing, but I wasn't there for the selling as like that. It was nice to see it, but I'm like, okay, so I take my proceeds, I divvy these up, and then this portion goes to PTSD, to the corporations that I wanted to do, and then this portion goes back into the project. And that's what I did. I kept doing that.
Okay. How now it's just interesting because the Wick thing that was a collection, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting because that makes complete sense. Now the Wick thing makes complete sense because if you were around during that time period, that's anything anyone talked about was the collections. You got a collection, got this collection, Bored Apes collection, Azuki. That was it. That was all the talk. All the talk was that everybody had a collection. Every space, everybody who cared. There was like I ended in like one or two art rooms, but I didn't realize about the art because everybody was talking about their PFP projects. Well, what is this PFP project shit? Like, what is everybody? And I'm like, oh, all right, this is the apes. Wait, how much did they make? And all of a sudden, every artist started thinking about, like, how am I going to create a PFP project?
Yeah.
Did you, any other, okay, so Wick became this PFP project, but was there, like, now, did you, did you introduce the music yet, or the physical art? Did that come into play at all, or is that maybe in the future? How's that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That went two ways. When I first dropped the Wick collection on exchange.art, my goal was to get 3D printed Wicks to give to, raffle off and give to the holders. I hired a guy to create some 3D printed Wicks and, well, design them, and they came out horribly. So I was like, okay, I'm still going to do it, but this time I'm going to take it into my own hands. And I tinkered with Blender and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, I don't like it right now. I put that on hold. But in the meantime, some of the spaces I was in, like the Doodlegenic space and stuff like that, I think they had like open mics and stuff like that. And I went up there one time. I was supposed to go in with my other account, but I went in with Wick's account, and they were playing some music, and I just started rapping or whatever, or singing, and they were like, wait, you can sing? And that's when the music started coming into play. And I realized that after the fact, I was like, wrong account. Oh, well, it's done now. It's done now. But that's when the music came into play, and the physicals still come into play with me because I still like, merch and shirts and hats and things like that. I still want to get those out to people. I do want to paint some wicks physically on canvas. That is a plan to get out to people. And as far as the 3D, I mean, yeah, there's one here that I actually designed
look
myself.
at that.
Yeah, I actually designed that one myself, and he 3D printed them myself.
Is that
That's
them
what's behind
you
me.
back there too?
There's a beast and another wick. Yeah.
Oh. Now, you is that a 3D printer too?
Yeah, I got 3 of them back there.
Did you say 3D printers?
Yes. Yes.
What is going on with these 3D printers? All right, what do you need 3? Okay. So, if for some reason, I don't know why, but I've been all of a sudden in my YouTube feed, I've just been getting pounded for some reason 3D printers and the farms. I've never seen nothing like this before. Now they just started showing up in my feed. 5 people running a farm, 3D printing all these little toys. I think selling the toys on out of their
Etsy and whatever. Yeah.
Amazon shop. Yeah. They're selling the toys out of their Amazon shop. And I'm saying to myself, like, what is going on right now? It's just like, I saw like 6 or 7, 8 different farm 3D printing farms. These rooms have like, you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you building your own 3D printing facility? Is that, or like, so what?
Well,
oh man, you're into 3D printing.
it wasn't
so many
by
questions,
choice
Wyck.
that I ended up with 3. It wasn't by choice that I ended up with 3. What happened was I ordered one. Well, I was into the other style printers first, and then I ordered one of these. It came, it worked well for a couple of months, and then something happened to it. So I had that Allstate insurance, whatever protection plan. They paid me and had me order a new printer before the manufacturer responded back and sent me the parts to fix the other printer.
Hey, that worked out nice.
And then my other goal was I ended up with the third one because it was a Black Friday sale, and I had already ordered that printer and they were back ordered, and I forgot about it. So when it came in the mail like months later, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it was $40. What do I do? Just keep it. So that's how I ended up with 3.
Hey, let me see those little wicks again. Hold them up again, please. Oh, look at that.
I have more, but they're way over there.
Pretty cool. So, yeah, you want something done right? Gotta do it yourself. Okay. So, bring us to, let's see, let me hang on. Let me check the time here. 10:05. So about we've been doing this. So we've been at it for about an hour. All right, let's keep going. What is the current state? Have you, is it going to be the art, the music? Where are you headed? And then also the whole Wyck project, right? So maybe you could talk about, hang on, maybe you could talk about, I don't know, what's going on right now currently, and then is there a future plan as well? What's in your head?
Yep. For me, Wyck, I've taken him from Solana. There's that collection still on Solana. They were pretty much one of ones, just about. I brought him to Tezos for a little while with the Fashionably Wyck collection, where I had him wearing little costumes, which is where those Wyck ideas come from that were for the 3Ds. And then I brought the entire project to Polygon. Right now, my push is I'm moving the contracts. I'm changing some stuff around. So we'll end up on base, I still want the Wyck collection out there. I still want everybody. My goal ultimately was this,
So
to spread.
is it landing on base?
Right now it's still on Polygon, but yes, that's where it's gonna land on. It's gonna end up on base under my own contract.
Okay, so you're bringing the whole Wyck collection to base. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
but you can still get them on Polygon for now. And I would say everyone who has one on Polygon or you mint one on Polygon, when I do get to base, you're getting that one. That's nothing you have to deal with. I'll be sending you those to you. But my ultimate goal was for Wyck, regardless, was to have Wyck touch as many people as he can, inspire as many people as he can, because that's why I came up with the name Wyck. The name Wyck was to light a fire in you, inside you. And so that's what it was for. And I thought it was awesome, but no, that's the ultimate thing there. I'm still working on the 3D. I'm actually going to be doing something 3D as far as people getting their 3D versions of their Wicks and stuff like that down the line, which I've been working on with Blender and Nomad Sculpt and a couple of friends and stuff, and my cousin and stuff. And the music, no, I'm still doing the music. I just haven't brought Wyck and the music 100% together, because Wyck is the quirky little guy who's mischievous. Me, I'm more of the music, but he's on my music now, because at the beginning of most of the tracks I make, that's him saying, "Man, the artist, you did that." And yeah, I do voices too.
Are you gonna have I'm gonna ask you, are you gonna have like a Wyck musical? Like that, am I spilling the beans? Should I
That's down the line.
Oh,
Once I can actually animate everything, and
I mean,
I got some great
that's just
guys.
common sense. If knowing your background now, I would imagine that this is already in your head.
Oh yeah, my kid called Beast did my first music video. So yeah, I mean, hey, with the help of one of my good friends, he animated that and put everything in play. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. I want to be able to put Wyck everywhere. Like I said, I mean, that's my ultimate goal. It's not about, oh, I want to be famous. I want to make this much money. Of course, I want to make money for my holders and to support PTSD, because 50% of my proceeds from selling Wicks go to PTSD. But it's more about getting him out there so where he can touch somebody, he can inspire somebody, he can stop someone from taking their life or taking someone else's life, because of PTSD.
Question, you have a plan for oh man, I got so many questions and I gotta keep an eye on the time. You got a plan for physicals at all? I mean, you have a thought for a collection? What's your thoughts on any of that?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with the 3D. That's my big plan. Is I'm printing them out. I have another friend of mine, Rough Cut, who's in the NFT scene as well, and the FCW. And
Rough Cut just hit me like, so Rough Cut's name has come up like 3 times now, and he's just sitting in my box right now, and I gotta link up with him and get him, but get a date with him, yeah, he was recommended, and this is like the 3rd time his name's coming up. So
he's an awesome guy.
I didn't mean to. Yeah.
Nah, he's an awesome guy. But he's gonna do some of the painting for the 3D printed Wicks that I'm doing. We had a shipping snafu because I shipped him one of my old 3D printers, and I shipped the Wicks with them, and apparently UPS or FedEx, whoever we went through, didn't know that fragile means don't toss it.
Wyck, you guys should stream that. That's big on Twitch, bro. When they're painting the characters. On Twitch and Hobbies, and I would stream that to Twitch and Hobbies, and I would also stream that to X. Like stream him paint, have him stream himself painting the figurine. That'll do. That does really, really good. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt, but just an idea.
Oh no, you're fine. Also, my daughter and I are going to be painting some of them.
Oh yeah, man.
My older daughter,
Oh yeah.
since I just had a baby. But yes, we're going to be painting them. I did have that idea too of streaming us doing it. I've been super self-conscious because painting on a canvas, I'm okay with. Painting these little figures, I've tried a couple of times and they came out horribly bad. So I'm like,
Bro, forget that, bro. It's just you play your music and let them watch the evolution of till it's people. Oh wow, he got so much better. People love that shit. Like
yeah.
give them
But
something to
that's what I
watch.
plan for physicals. I plan that for physicals. I do have an Etsy shop which sells our shirts and stuff like that. Shirts and I don't think I have a beanie around here, beanies and stuff like that. Um, and I just wanted to make sure that Wick's everywhere. People know who Wick is. Now, I have thought about it and I did kind of cultivate him to be more adult, but he's a cartoon character. I might have to scale some of that back kind of Rick and Morty him, I guess. that way he can, get into more households and stuff like that. But that's my plan, is to do everything I can. I've been doing so much with that, and I'm trying to incorporate him into my music more often. Even on my shows, on my spaces on X, Wick comes up and he and I have a banter back and forth because he's Wick and he's crazy. And he's a part of me too. So we do that. I'm trying to incorporate him into everything because I think it helps.
So you and Wick go at it in rooms
Yes.
on two different accounts?
Same account usually, because
you just
I can do voices.
Oh no, yeah. Why don't you want to give us an example?
All right, let's go.
Put you on the spot, bro.
Well, it's okay. That's what we're here for, man. I'm Wick. If you guys don't know, that's me. And I enjoy having fun and doing whatever I need to do to inspire you guys.
And then there's me.
Oh shit! Yeah, good. Yeah, good shit. You really have thought all this out. So look at you and pooling from all your talents throughout your life. And yeah, shit. Look at that. They're all coming together in NFT digital collectibles Web3. Okay, so a lot of focus on the Wyck project. Any focus, so I know you mentioned that you will be incorporating the music into the Wyck project, but what about any standalone tracks? Are you going to focus on that at all? And what about your art? Are you going to focus on any of that at all, or are you is all focus on the Wyck project?
As far as music, no. I've dropped 2 EPs, one in 2020, one last year, and I'm working on an actual album this time. That's going to be outside of Wyck as a whole. But of course, I'm featuring him on it. I'm probably going to have him a part of a couple of skits and things like that, just so people are wondering who he is. And
skits in between the tracks. That'd be cool. That's a cool way to introduce him.
That's my plan for that. And then, yeah, I'm going to actually probably do an actual
make him the
song.
DJ, bro.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, bro. Make him like DJ Wyck, and he does your mixtape or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he shows up in between the tracks like the DJs. I don't know. I don't know.
No, that's a great idea. That's a good way to incorporate him, actually.
Yeah, man. That was like if you remember, like back in the days with the I don't know if what you listened to, but if you remember the plethora of Lil Wayne mixtapes or the G Unit mixtapes or whatever DJ was
DJ
doing.
Drama.
Yeah, right.
DJ Khaled.
Right. Yeah, DJ Wyck,
Envy.
bro. You put DJ Wyck and have him do the voice of the DJ in between the tracks, and that'd be you said skits. That's the first thing I thought of. And you could really do a cool cover with him on the front, man. I don't know. I'm just shooting the shit with you right now, but um, let me check the time. What time we got? 10. We got 5 more minutes. What else do I want to? Okay, so obviously the music is still in effect. Now it doesn't sound like the art is the art that's being put all towards the Wyck project, or are you gonna do anything? You got anything popping on the side with the art or anything like that?
Yeah, I still do some commissions for people. I do take commissions. I also do art outside of Wick just because sometimes I need to not be focused on that one thing, and sometimes my mind's taking me other places. Um, Even with the 3D modeling, I started modeling Wicks, and then I started modeling other things. Like I have this other character that I was going to do for a project, and she's called Danny Justice or DJ. um, and I wanted to throw her out there to inspire little girls. I actually might let my daughter, my oldest daughter, take over that, and she could be the persona of DJ, because I think that works out better. And I want to push that out there, kind of like some of these other 3D projects, where you get all your assets, you can play with them in game and things like that, since I've done a lot of the designing.
Wick, you got a lot of confidence in NFTs, Web3, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. Back when I came in, it was like, hey, I'm in. Solana looks great. NFTs look great. Crypto looks great. And then the bear market hit. So it was like a month or two in, and I was like, dang. And then I watched friends leave. Like, even the guy who brought me into it is kind of out of it now. So I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But no, I've never given up, because I think this is a great way to connect. And along the way, I met some great people. I met all of the people I've met from FCW. I've met a lot of great communities. I've met a lot of great people. I've communed with a lot of great people who I consider family now. So that even solidifies it even more for me.
Makes it nicer to be a part of this whole thing, especially when you got a lot of friends involved and supporting you. What do you think about if we head over to the computer and show everybody everything we're talking about? What do you think about that?
Let's rock.
All right, let's do that. Hang on. Whew. Yeah, you made me you made me dig tonight, Wick. I don't know if I even got everything. I was going to ask you, did I get everything, or did we miss anything?
I don't think we missed anything, to be honest.
Let me bring these. Let me fix these screens. I'm going to fix this one. I'm going to fix that one. Yeah, you're good with voices too. You could see you have you have this thing very well thought out. I'm going to bring this over.
I can't say anything. I was Uncle Mickey to my nephew for the first 5 years of his life.
I'm going to hang on one sec. Let me bring this here. Bring this here. And then Wick. Let's bring you up. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start. I got your, wait, let me make sure everything's set over here. Okay. I will say this, Wick. You definitely have that military discipline, because you're very loyal. You can see that in your profiles. Let me change this thing here. I mean, good. You see me? You see me? You got me on the camera now? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to start with your X. I'm going to bring up, it's got your link tree on it, and Wick World. Oh, okay. So
this is my second X account as Wick, because the first one, I have no idea why it happened, but it got suspended or banned for out of the blue. But yes.
Okay. You tell me, because it sounds like you have a lot out there. So let's take a tour through everything that we talked about. And so what's the best strategy here? Because if you leave it up to me, I'll probably take us to your link tree, and then I will most likely take us to your Instagram. And so I don't know if that's the route you want to go. And then
Instagram should be fine.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Instagram. What's the matter here? Okay. Interesting. Wickamus Prime. Were you a big Transformers guy?
Yes.
Did you have them?
Yes. Transformers, Voltron,
Voltron.
He-Man.
No one will understand about Voltron unless they, really. You did not. You can. It's difficult to appreciate Voltron. Bringing, my favorite Transformers were the sets that all came together. Like
Yeah.
the was it Destructicons? Was that their name? Destructicons?
Decepticons.
Destruction. What were the Constructicons? Was it the Constructicons? My Destructicons, Constructicons. And those were the six. Wasn't they the six guys? That
Yeah,
all
I forget their names, but yeah, they came together and made one. Yeah.
Yeah. I always used to love those sets, but nothing was like Voltron, man. Voltron had that thing. Especially, did you ever have the real Voltron, like the silver with the little figures in them? That was a well-made toy, man.
Yes, there was a well-made toy. Those things were awesome.
Yeah, man.
And
Those things were
of course, as
great.
kids, we destroyed them.
Yeah. I was terrible with my GI Joes, man. By the time I got done with my GI Joes, they looked like they went through war. I had in Transformers as well, but I didn't. Oh man, let me tell you. I played with my toys. My camera equipment is beat up too, so it's just the way I've always been. But I really get down with my those. I don't know if you remember Skids and all of them. The cop car. I forget all their names, but
Oh boy. Yeah, you taking it back. Yes, I remember all of them. I just don't remember their names.
Bumblebee was. Remember when Bumblebee was he was a smaller one.
Yeah.
He was a tiny. Yeah. Did you like the did you like the Transformers films with the ones with Michael? I guess I was gonna say in the beginning. There's a lot of them now. There's like 5 or 6 of them.
Yes.
Are you a fan of the films?
I liked some. I didn't like others. It was just because it kind of became repetitive. And I mean, if you were a person that watched that growing up, you knew that they had different storylines, all the time. So I'm like, hey, you guys could have did an actual movie about this instead of that. And it was always a threat to it just became repetitive to me. But I love the first ones and a few of them in between. And I like the most recent one. I'm not going to lie. I did like the most recent one.
Was that the one with the is that the one with all the Dinobots?
Yes, that's the one.
Right? Yeah, that one looked pretty good. I haven't seen it yet. I did like the first one. What I'm doing while I'm shooting the shit with you is I'm flipping through your beginning works of art on the gram. That's all.
I don't even know if they're all there. They may be on my other account too, because I've done a lot of art, but it's hard to find. As far as, I mean, Victimus Prime is a good starting. It's a good point, but I know I've done art way before that, but that's I'm
showing them your drawings. I'm showing them. Yeah, I'm not Black Heart. This looks like an album cover of some sort.
Blackheart. He was a Marvel character that used to be on Marvel Superheroes the game.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that character. Okay, I'm just flicking through everything that you've put up here, so they can see all of your style of art. What's your thoughts? Physical or digital? What would you pick if you had to choose? You're physical.
The digital
grab the pencils, or you're gonna grab the digital tablet.
right now it's been digital because I can do the things that I want to do physically so much faster on digital.
Really? So you like the speed of it? Okay. Um, and I guess zero cost when it comes to
True.
yeah, you worry about pencil or physical. Uh, question: what are your thoughts on NFTs? They're gonna get so let's say somebody goes out and picks up a Wyck or an available Wyck. Will there be any type of physicals or any thoughts like that in the future?
Yes, absolutely. Like I always say this, and a lot of people know this. My plan right now, when I first, or even when I first started, my plan was to do a raffle for you to get a physical Wyck, 3D printed Wyck. My plan is to eventually give everyone a Wyck. Anyone who's gotten one, you purchased the NFT. I want you to actually have a physical Wyck.
Okay. We've gotten to the Wicks. 4 days left. I guess these Wicks were these 2022. This was the collection that you released, the first collection that you released.
Yeah, yeah.
Now these are all the NFTs of all the different Wicks. Yeah.
Yep. There was, I want to say there was 40 or 50 of them.
Okay.
And they, like I said, they're pretty much all one of ones. Those were when I was just getting real familiar with the iPad. So I felt like they weren't my finest art. And I've watched myself evolve still though. So
Some of your newer stuff, seeing some of your newer stuff compared to your older stuff, your newer stuff, really starting to get the feeling like these guys belong on cards.
I collect comic cards when I was younger, so I still have some. So yeah.
Has that been a thought already? Am I late to the party with that one, or?
Oh, I've been thought about it. I just can never figure out how to see. In my head, there's like so many different things that I want to do with cards. Do I want to do it comic book card style? Do I want to do it like Pokemon trading card style?
Yes.
And things like that.
Yes. Yeah, the latter. I've experienced a couple of comic book showdowns where these kids all show up with their binders and all their cards in the binder, and they trade and go back and forth. And then they sit there for hours with the mat in front of them, and they throw down cards, whether it's Magic or Pokemon or what's the one with the Disney. Disney makes one too now. Shit.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they and so each one of these cards have all of the physical attributes and things of that nature. They sit there for hours, bro, hours. So if you were to create a nice little I think that's a nice direction to head in, is especially if you have the thought already to do physical cards with characters and you apply traits or assets, and then got it popping in the NFT world. But then also, like, let's say maybe you send them a pack of characters, right? And then maybe from the website they buy more characters if they get into the game. I don't know. I guess these are things that hit me when I look at your art and I listen to your story. And but you might be way down the road. You might be.
Actually, Vicky and I have talked about that. Cute and Creepy Gang. Her and I were bouncing ideas back and forth. Me and most of the FCW have been we all bounce ideas off of each other. So it's definitely something I've been considering. I've just been trying to think of how I wanted to do it and how to sit there and do each trait, because I have a story for each one of the different Wicks that I have, because there's 15 different Wicks. And I just wanted to think of how I could mesh all of that together and make it to where it could be something that's tradable, etc.
Okay. Question: since you've been in the space, especially since 2018, you probably have had you've probably seen a lot, Wyck. What projects out there? I mean, so it happened to all of us, right? We were all sitting in spaces. Everybody and their mother has a project. It's everybody. Oh, this is my project. This is what my project, right? Everybody disappeared during the bear. There wasn't a project. This was like a desert with just dead projects in it. But yet many did stay alive. Many continued to work. Many continued to create. What projects are a big influence on you that motivated you?
Never being a holder of them. I mean, it wasn't like Bored Apes. I wasn't really into the Bored Apes myself. I know a lot of people were like, what? But no, I wasn't. I mean, I saw them, but I wasn't really into them. I saw like, for instance, OK Bears, and around that time, a couple of other projects that just, I mean, I came in during a time where, you're right, everybody had a project, but where I wanted to be was like, I can't even think of this other project because they're no longer around, but it was like OK Bears and stuff.
Crazy how all that happened during, right? We didn't even, looking back, I know it's not even like 10 years ago. This is like 2 years, right? It's crazy. Sorry,
Right.
I don't mean to, go ahead.
Nah, you're good. But those, I wanted to do something like that, but also, I mean, during the time of all of the promises, oh, get into this project and you get free trips here, or oh, you get free hotel fare here, and and all of that stuff. I looked and I was like, this is what I want. There are projects out there like Troglodyte Society and stuff like that are just donating to good causes. And those are the type of projects that I kind of gravitated towards, because that's what I want to do. I want to donate to this cause that I've gotten help that's helped me. So I want to help others, and that's kind of why I looked at things like that. But there was no project in particular that really stood out to me as far as inspired me. If I had to say some project that inspired me, most of them aren't here anymore.
Perhaps I might, I don't know. A project that I happen to like a lot. I've actually had them on the show. Was A Kid Called Beast.
Love them.
Okay.
I have two now.
I know you. Wait, did you say you have two?
I have two beasts, and I
Really?
have 3-bit beasts.
What's the if I wanted a beast, what is a beast run right now?
Last time I checked, they're about 400 and something.
Okay.
Like last week or 2 weeks ago, they were at 1,000 a beast. So, hey,
Now
I
might
mean,
be
I
the
didn't come
time.
in the beginning. I kind of fought it myself. When he was going around the different spaces talking about it, I kind of fought it myself. I was like, oh, I don't have the funds to do that. I'm myself, and I don't want to pull out of the Wyck, donation stuff.
What were they originally? Do you remember?
Like $50,
Oh, wow. Okay.
50, $60, I believe.
I've watched them come a long way, man.
Yeah. They're a great project. I love what he does with and how the community is. Like, there's so many
they're very
chats to
strong.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask them anything, and if someone has an answer, they'll give you an answer, or they point you to who does have the answer.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong community. Good example project as well. I feel like they're one of the, I've watched them kind of create through the bear. Okay. When you say Wyck's everywhere, what does that mean?
I want people to have him, to know him, to just understand the message of what he's trying to throw out there. That's what I mean by Wicks everywhere is, okay, this is Wick. And when you think of Wick, you think of positive things when it comes to PTSD. You think of something that I always say, which is do something for yourself today.
This is a good video right here. I like this video. I'm assuming that maybe that's your production behind there, but the photos dissolving of Wick. Yeah, it's nice. These are nice. Meet the Wicks. Yeah, these are good videos right here. This is a nice little promo. Okay. How many Wicks are there?
1981 with this collection.
Did you say 1981?
Yes.
Did you create each one by themselves?
No, not for this collection. I actually drew all of the assets and put everything in place, and then I used NFT generator.
Okay.
I forget which one I used, but that put them in place, and then I went back with the ones that had problems, and I went and manually hand fixed those.
1900. Are you going to expand that at all, or that's what it is?
I think about expanding it, but if I do an expansion, that's gonna be when I drop the 3D ones that are kind of like the Kid Called Beasts and stuff. That's when I'll do that expansion.
Okay. Oh, look at that. You did collect comic cards. We gotta get Wick cards just like this. This is exactly what I was thinking. Wick cards. And then it'd be cool if you applied like some what do they call it, hologram to it with the Wick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kids, oh bro, kids would love these.
Steve's been in my ear.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that good. I think you need that. Kids would love these. I could see. I have a picture of the squad. I don't know what happened. I didn't watch any of this. I never talked about getting a 3D printer art. I was just watching art videos, and I was watching these guys 3D print, and then they would sand the figurine down, and then they would, paint it. And I find that really fascinating. Like, I watch from beginning to end. That's why I'm saying when you're painting these, I wouldn't only stream it, but I would also Wyck whips videos, right? Work in progress videos, because I watch those, man. And there could be a little revenue, I think, if maybe you're sitting there creating these guys, and you do a speed up video of 10 seconds of you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you get these things going viral on like TikTok or X or something. Yeah, pretty cool. How much time involved in the 3D printing for you? Was that something difficult to learn, or God, yeah,
I'd say that I'm still learning. I've learned that creating the characters and designing them just for 3D printing is totally different than designing them for if I want to bring them into Nifty Island or something like that. So you sit there and break them down, or you just want to have them as digital assets. It's a lot different. I've only been 3D printing for about 2 years, and it's just because I wanted to make sure that after the first guy that I had commissioned and they came out horribly, I decided to take and do it myself. And then I sent him back some stuff and was like, see, this is what I did since you said I should do it myself. And he was like, you did that. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to make sure that I put as much effort into it as I can to make them as great as they can be made,
Yeah, these guys, I'm looking at the green clear ones right now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, these yeah, man, you got a vision here. And it's happening. I would love to I would love to see the videos of these guys I would love to see the videos of these guys being painted. I knew I forgot where I saw it. I didn't know if you had it up as a picture or you changed it. I knew you were into a kid called Beast at some point in time. And so now getting to know you and talking to you, getting to know you with your art and then looking at the Wicks. And so I, this is very close, very close. And especially the fact that you're 3D painting, 3D printing. That must be super motivational to see these guys. I mean, to think about it, Darrell, talk to me for a second here. Be honest, right? To think about it, when we were kids, we'd have to go to the toy store, buy a figurine, right, or buy a GI Joe. If it wasn't, you'd have to go to 6 different toy stores if you're trying to get like Snake Eyes or something. But now, today, you can have a 3D printer. And if you look at these videos of these kids airbrushing their airbrush setups and their stations, and they're printing these toys now, and they're painting them, and they're fully movable. Like, this is nuts. You could create your own toy line. You know what I'm saying? You watch these 3D farms, and they print all the different, and then these toys come off the toy line. And they bend, and they're all, they got the dragon that you crack free, and then the whole thing is, can you? I mean, what could you imagine printing your? Nah, that's all right. I don't need to go to the toy store. Let me just download the Storm Shadow or the Snake Eyes. Okay, print me a snake, right? And then let me. You could practically create your own collection of toys. We imagine this shit as kids.
If I would have had these resources as a kid,
to this.
Yeah, if we'd have had access to this stuff,
I would have been.
It would have been amazing.
Knee deep in the shit that I was in because I had nothing to do, and imagine having the ability to go in your bedroom and print a toy and come back out 5 minutes later and brag on the blog, like, look what I made. None of this shit existed, and so the kids in us, right, sitting here creating toys now. So outside of the Wicks, any other thoughts of, because I see a lot of different 3D modeled art. Any other thoughts brewing in the background?
I do want to kind of push just for like an art toy brand. Like, I did a lot of those designs. Again, one of those things that just pop up in my head and I have to do it somewhere. And at the time I was really doing the 3D, and I was like, okay, I'll just do it here. And so they came about, and then I like them. So I'm like, you know what? It's probably something that I want to do. And I've already mentioned that to a lot of friends and stuff like that, that I want to do art toys. And Wyck is going to be the first introduction into me doing that.
Okay. Pretty cool. So interesting. I'm watching. I'm not sure who's Rough Cut. Okay, I'm watching Rough Cut paint now. Oh, look at this! Why didn't you tell me, Mark? Shut up! This already is happening in the works. You're talking about some shit that's already going on. Why didn't you? Shit. Look at that. All right. Pretty cool. Oh man, so many different things you got going on, Wyck. Wow, Rel, you got so many different things going on. So it's I like when there's a lot of different you got a lot of different facets, right? Because I always say a lot of different branches to the tree. You never know which one is gonna hit. Okay, wait, hang on. Etsy store. We're clicking around, looking at everything, going through your life right now.
Wow. Hey, open book.
Okay. All right. So, What am I missing here, Wyck? What should we show them? Drip profile, Warpcast, anything in there? Join, meet the. Okay, we got the server. We went through Instagram. We showed them all the Wicks, showed them the toys, everything that's got going on.
Sweet.
You want to bring up the drip profile at all?
I haven't done as much in there as that I want to. There's only a couple of weeks in there.
Okay.
But I am adding some more. I just have to finish with the other things that I'm doing, because right now what I'm doing is anybody who has gotten a Wix so far, or a couple of Wix, or a bunch of them, I'm also doing a front facing, which is probably the last things that you've seen on my timeline on Instagram. I'm doing front facing versions of those, and I've had everyone choose one that they want to be done first, and then down the line I'll pump out the other ones for them so they can have the 3/4 view and then the front view.
Like the Wake the Miss Prime, like these guys, these last guys up here at the top. These are the front facing. Oh, with like the East, the FCW eyeball.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so last thing, let's see. Let's bring up your Etsy here. Let's take a look at some of your gear. All right. It's interesting. I was you want to laugh. I was talking to Josh about shit. I hope we're not missing any comments. What's up, guys? What's up, Uka? What's up, Nunchuck? What up, Body Optimist? What up, guys? All right, I'm saying hello. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you guys. I forgot that we have, let me see anybody on the gram say hello. What up, y'all? What's good, everybody? What up, Big Money? What up, Alan? Okay, what else? Let's go back here. I just want to go through the Etsy here, just check everything out. I was telling Josh, I forgot where I heard. I heard the young kids, they call us Dust now. That's our new name. I said I'm not getting called Dust. I said I need to know everything that's going on in the NFT world. I said because Beeple. You familiar with Beeple at all? I don't know if you Beeple's art. No. All right. So Beeple occasionally releases these dailies, and I shit you not, Wyck. I stare at these things. I have no idea what they mean. There was he had one piece of art with picket signs, and I'm trying to like figure out what's going on, like what, and this all correlates to the NFT, to the crypto, to the meme coins, because one day I have a dream that somehow maybe we'll unite the meme coin investors and have them look at artists the way they do meme coins, and maybe invest in art and artists and projects the way they get all crazy about meme coins. Unfortunately, I guess the flip value is not there in artists, but it would be nice to unite those two sides, right? And hey, instead of investing in nothing, invest in some people where something might actually come back to you. Okay, so I got your gear. I'm showing all your gear on your Etsy. We went through your gram. That's what I wanted to do. I did show your drip, just to show it. I showed your Warpcast just to show it. Let's see. Did I get everything? Whip X, and then your X. Okay, yeah. Let's get your X up here. Wyck, do me a favor. Why don't you give everybody, if somebody wants to contact you, somebody wants to see more of the, if somebody wants to contact you, somebody wants to see more art, check out the collection. Wait a second. Where's the music? I knew we were missing something.
The music is on all platforms, actually, and that's why I said Wyck is usually the place that you see other things. You see mostly the art. The music is usually on my, can I remember this profile? Damon the Artist page.
How do we find that?
Instagram. Matter of fact.
Can you send me that link?
Yep, I will.
please. Thank you.
Fact.
I
Oh,
mean, if
yeah, I see.
we
I got
want to
left.
play. I mean, we want to play them something. We want to get that
Ah,
up here.
yes, that I can send you that too. Let me
Okay. Don't forget, because I'm
bring
gonna
that.
have to ask you to close out. We're gonna need a closeout song. But if you want to send them
Ooh,
something, we want to play something for them right now.
all
If
right.
it, yeah, well, we
Um,
could do that right now.
let's see where it is. Cause it usually works better with my United Masters account because that actually is for independent artists and it links you to everywhere. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up sending anyways.
Okay, and do me a favor. Send me like 2 tracks. Let's play 2 tracks for the
Ooh, okay.
yeah. That way I could play your art, and I could play the Wicks. I could play everything over over your tracks while we're playing while we're ending the show. We could play the
All right.
tracks.
Let's see. I know what tracks I would choose, except yeah, I know what tracks I would choose. What? No. Okay. This thing is acting funny. There we go.
If yeah, okay, and also I don't know, send me a link to where people could see or listen to more if you want to send them that way, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes.
For
Is it
as far as the Wick project and the art, wicknft.com.
okay?
Um,
Hang on. Wick. Okay, I
yep.
got wicknft.com. Where does that? Where's? Okay, I thought I saw that somewhere. Wick NFT. Hang on. Did I miss something? I did miss something. Oh, look. Okay. All right, I got it. Meet Wick. How did I meet Wick? How did I miss this? Okay, you got a website.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, Meet Wick. Um. Okay. Go ahead. Give us everything. Wick
Yep.
NFT.com.
wicknft.com.
Okay.
If you're looking for, well, if you want to get in contact with me, I usually say that X is best, and that's Victimus Prime on X. Or you can email me at wicknft@gmail.com. Jeez.
What about it? What
Etsy.
about Instagram?
Instagram, yes, you can hit me up on Instagram on Victimus Prime
Okay.
as well. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
My all of my devices have notifications for it, so yeah, I'll see it more than likely.
Okay. All right, guys. So this is his. So this is Wick's X, and then on his X, you can find his link tree. His link tree opens up. His link tree will bring you to wicknft.com. It'll also, I think he has a Discord here if you want to join his Discord. His Warpcast, which we brought up, will also bring up his Instagram. So you will see all these links here. And then, of course, this is his trip.
Trying to find, okay, where is that song?
And then here is his Etsy store as well. Okay, very good. All right, good
Oh.
show. That's a fast show. That's 2 hours. That's a fast show, man. Holy
Yep, we're gonna do I got an idea for songs. I'll send them to you right now. An old song and a new song. Newer song. Mm-mm-mm.
Come on. Where are you? There we go. Okay, good.
Perfect.
All right, interesting conversation, Wick. Darrell.
All I gotta say is I keep trying to inspire myself. I do so much, and sometimes it's just crazy because I do so much.
You had me working tonight. I had to was digging everywhere I could possibly dig. I feel like I might have even missed some stuff, but it's nice to watch the whole story come together.
That's why I sent that twice.
All right, let me.
All right,
Hang on. Let me set these cameras back to normal. Right. There we go. No. Why is my camera not on? What's the? Oh, I know why. Because battery switched. Okay. Let's see. full guest. Sonny, Camlin. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Okay. You should be able to see me. Yeah, good.
There we go.
All right. Okay. You email me those tracks? Yeah, I mean, sorry, you DM me those tracks? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
On X?
Yep.
Perfect. Good. I got those tracks. All right, let me set back these double vert. Let me put this back. Let me put that back. Oh, no, that's back. This back. This back. Just back. Okay, perfect. Okay. You can see me too, right? We got started. Okay. Nice little tour through Wyck's life. All right. Darrell, question. I had a chance to look over everything. We got some of your tracks, some of your music. So, okay. It's coming to that point. We're going to wind down, say goodnight to everybody. We showed everybody how to reach out to you, contact you. Maybe before we take off and before we say goodnight, maybe a couple words of inspiration and maybe some advice for some other artists that, might be entering the space for the first time or might not know what's going on the way we didn't know what was going on in the beginning. But maybe they have something in mind. Or maybe another soldier out there that might have a thought for a project and might not really, know about this space. So leave us with some words of inspiration.
First thing I would love to say to someone who's new to all of this is do your research. Go to spaces that still, there should be some that still exist. Find groups that, inform and you can just listen to before going up there. Don't be in a rush. A lot of us rushed projects out, and a lot of us do end up rushing projects out because you want to get to a certain point to where that's over. Take your time and think it fully through. Don't give up. Come up with that plan and don't be sad or discouraged if that plan has to change. Like a lot of us, we had this big idea of, if I do this and this happens, then this. Don't be discouraged. Keep going. Adjust your plan. Never stop your plan. Always believe in yourself. And if you truly believe in that project or that art, that piece of art or what you're going down, find your tribe and believe in yourself and believe in them. Because once you find the right place, the right people to be with, the right crew of weirdos just like yourself, then, it makes life a lot easier. And no matter what, stay consistent, stay strong, and just keep at it, man.
All right. Wyck, man. My cat. Come on, cat. Gotta do this now. Hey. You got any animals, Wyck?
I have a husky, Siberian husky, who's
Does he
17
howl?
years old.
Woo! Does he talk?
She definitely does. Every time I do music.
Talk? Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh. What else you got?
That's all animals.
Just husky?
Husky, some fish. That's about it. My wife had a snake, but I used to have spiders, but that's changed.
Okay. I have a Jindo, which is a Asian, it's a combination, I think, between dingo and Shiba Inu. So it's like almost like an Asian Australian wolf. She's pretty good. She's 16 and a half. She's slowing down a lot, but I gotta have patience with it. I got 2 cats, and all these guys like to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So, but it's cold
Absolutely.
out. It's cold out, and I forget that they're outside, so I put motion detectors on my doors, And so when they come to the door, that's probably ding dong. It's like, that's these guys sitting at the door. So I don't leave them.
That's a great idea, though.
Yeah, you get a it's the what's the name of the thing? Guard line. It's a guard line, and these motion detectors they get some nice distance. I got them in the front of the house, but you just put them on your doors when it's cold out, especially if you let animals out, and so you don't know if they're at the door, right?
Right.
Yeah, and usually they sit at the door when they want to get let in. So you just put the motion detectors at the door. It's got a little box. It's all wireless, right? You just set the box wherever you are. And you set whatever tone you want to set. And then when they come to the door, it's just ding dong. And you're like, oh, all right, I know they're there, yeah, I don't leave them out in the cold because it's cold right now. But I got 2 cats that like to run around. They like to run the neighborhood. And I got a rabbit, but she lives underneath my bed. She don't go nowhere. All right, Wyck. I want to say thank you, man. It's had a pleasure getting to know you. It's just all around great show. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show, and showering us with your intelligence, giving us a chance to get to know you. Even though I feel like we didn't really get to know your music yet, but it's going to be interesting watching you grow and watching you evolve. And it's I didn't even know about the 3D Wicks, so that's fun to watch. And it's going to be nice to see your, it's going to be interesting to watch. Hopefully we get to start seeing these whip videos of you painting wicks. I think those are going to do very well for you. And you know how everybody loves merchandise and physicals. So I think you got the complete package, man. It's going to be nice watching you evolve. And you made it through the bear. And I know you got a great community behind you. So, yeah, it seems like all the pieces are in place for success. And on top of it, you got the discipline. So it's a pleasure getting to know you. And I want to thank you for coming on the show, spending 2 hours with us and taking the time to introduce you and your art, man. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you, man. I'll say for me, it's definitely been an honor. And if it wasn't for FCW, this wouldn't be happening. But though that's what we are. We inspire each other. That's what we do. And I love that. Thank you, Mark. I love the spotlight that you're, putting on the NFT scene and artists in general and things like that. I've been watching for a while, man. So it's definitely been an honor. I love sharing a part of myself with you guys. And as hard as it is for me to talk about me, I always make it to where I look at Wyck as somebody different from myself. So it makes it a bit easier.
One more thing before I close out the show. I did want to say thank you very much for coming on the Christmas show. I had no idea who you were. The Christmas show was like this show that I had a different idea for a Christmas show. And I forgot what happened that week. Something happened. I don't know if it was snow. I don't know if it was weather. Something was causing problems. And I said, I'm not going to be able to pull this show off. I wonder if I send out a link to a bunch of people. I'm like, I wonder if a bunch of people would come on. And so, that ended up happening. And you jumped up and all of a sudden I was like, who's this? So I don't even know who this guy, and Josh is, she's like, oh, that's Wyck. And all of a sudden, all you guys knew each other. It was like all you guys knew each other from Spaces. And, oh, shit, this is like, old Space. And that was nice to see. And, that show could have been a disaster. And so you took the time to, jump on. And I wanted to say I really appreciated that very much. That was something I wanted to personally thank you for. I know I wrote you, but I wanted to say thank you for coming on that show.
Man, it was no problem. I saw you send the message, and I was sitting there with the wife, and she was like, babe, why don't you just go do it? She sleep. The baby sleep. She was like, just go. I was like, are you sure? Because we were supposed to. And she was like, just do it. I was like, okay, I'm going. So I popped in and he was like, I saw you. You were like, I don't know who he is, but I'll say hi.
I was like, shit. I sent out a lot of messages. I have no idea who this is. And I was like, identify yourself. And you're like, what's up, guys? I'm Wyck. And I'm like, everybody's like, oh, Wyck, Wyck, Wyck. And, so, yeah, it's just, it was a last minute show that ended up being a really big success. And everybody had fun. And so, I appreciate very much you jumping on because that was so. Well, I said, oh, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. I said, it might just be me and Josh sitting here talking for 2 hours. But yeah, I ended up getting about 8, 9, 10 people, and ended up being a
Turned
really
out
good time.
phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
It turned out phenomenal. I saw people that I was like, I don't know them, but I'd like to get to know them. And then I saw Josh and I saw Uka, and then I was like, wait, I know these people. All right, yeah, let's go. So,
Yeah.
it was great, man. It was an honor to do that. And I didn't expect to be on there. I didn't expect it to be anything. I was thinking about not even turning on the camera. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do audio only. But then I was like, why not? I'm me. And I'm always me. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. Huda Saka was there, and then Alana, and Katarina came on a little bit towards the end. Yeah, it was just a lot of good people. It ended up being a really good space, and so you were part of that. And so I can't stop thanking everybody enough because I was sitting there literally an hour before the show, like I don't know what to do. I'm like, this, the original show is not going to work. I got to can that. And then, so it was putting together the flyer, and so I didn't know what to expect, if people were going to show, not going to show. So it ended up being a great show, so I appreciate that. But I'm going to close out the show now, Darrell. You want to hang on. You can hang on for 2 minutes, say goodbye to everybody, and then that will, be the end of the show. Or if you got to bounce, you got something to do, it's up to you. You can bounce. I don't want to keep you. But as long as I have the tracks. But if you're going to hang out, I'll be back in about give me 2-3 minutes just to close out the show. Hang on.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me go over here. And then here. All right, good. All right, y'all. So that's Darrell. Wyck. And I got a chance to meet him and check out, meet the Wicks as well. Got a chance to talk to him about his project. And learn a little bit more about his project and see how it's advancing, especially with the 3D. I love to see that. I love to see physicals, man. Physicals make me so happy. Nice to, to get a really good look and an idea, and then understand a little bit about the thought process behind the project. So that's why it's these shows. It's just a good overall breakdown of getting to know artists, and that's what I love about these things, man. It's just a nice in-depth look at Wyck. So I want to say thank you to him and appreciate him coming on the show. And big shout out to him, and also big shout out to FCW community. So okay. Rest of this week. Okay. Tomorrow 9 to 11 will be the super community, and sketch Shira and super community show in the morning. It's a space. It's only 1 out of 2 spaces that I host. Let's see. Wednesday we have the One Love Art DAO community show. They were the featured community on the Super Community Gallery 06. And so they will be coming on and doing the community show. We'll get a chance to meet all those guys and see some of their art. Friday. Okay. So I think it might be Phantom. If it's not Phantom, I'm going to have to find a replacement. I'm waiting to hear what her work schedule looks like. So originally it was her, but she might have got a little bit busy, and we got to figure that out. If it's not her, then it'll be probably a last minute replacement. And then Friday, TGIF at 1 o'clock with my co-host Son and Alina. So that's the rest of this week, guys. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. It was a great show. Got a great chance to meet another artist and listen to a project and get a chance to know him. And it's Monday, y'all. So it's a great, you know what I think Mondays are for, and of course the rest of the week. It's a great week to create art. So that's what I would suggest you guys to do. Now, let me bring up Wyck's tracks here. So we got some tracks, and let me bring this back over here. There we go. And we're going to do some shout-outs, of course. So hang on while we go through everybody and thank everybody for coming on. Okay, Wyck. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Damon, Cruising and Monster. Check out my... Oh, okay. We got an artist page. Okay, Damon. In the lab. No, that is Wyck, you're on screen, so you can say goodnight to everybody if you want.
Man, thank you for the opportunity again, Mark. I always say, do something for yourself today. Do something to smile today, man.
All right, Wyck, we're gonna bounce now, so give everybody a good wave, but we're gonna come out on your track. And we'll bring up some of your art. We'll play some of this. Hang on 1 second. We'll bring this over here and bring this. Let's go. We'll start with Cruising. Yeah. Which one should we end on? Cruising or Monster?
I say, you know what? We're going to end with it, then end with Monster.
Sean Combs.
So play Cruising first.
We'll end with Monster, so we'll play Cruising. All right. Maybe during Cruising, we'll do shout-outs.
Myself
Yeah, that's good, Wick. That was good. All right. Before we say goodnight to everybody, before we close out, let's say goodnight to everyone. Danny, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you, your support and love for the show. Uka, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Thank you for Nunchuck. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Josh, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Long time, Josh. Let's go over to see Wick, Renako, Christy, Uka, Udasaka, Dominic, Rob. Thank you for stopping in, guys. All right. Tim, thank you for stopping in. Alan, good to see you. Big Money, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in, guys. All right. See everybody on the next show. Till then. Let's close out.
He's a monster.
I want to speak about this now because I've witnessed everything.
There we go.
I gotta hustle every day, and if you don't know, I'm like a baker cuz daily I make it modo. And if you ask me about my life, I say it's so-so, but my drink game never tame, all it's just is loco. For making this my motivation, gotta chase the situations, hard times we just gotta face, just grin and bear it. Puffing on this side, and yes I smoke the loudest shit, I can't get enough from it, I'm higher than Mount Everest. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, but you can't keep me in a cage. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, stand around when I'm coming your way. Yeah, I'm so out of my element. You can say quiet, but when I spit these bars, you can't help but start the vibing. I keep spitting flames, so I cannot be a fireman. I'm married to the game, ain't no plans to retire, man. Your girl is so sweet, so I call her Candy-Yam. She repeats my names when I murder it, Candyman. She saying my name, and it's much more than 3 times. If I'm lying, then I'm flying high. If I'm lying, then I'm drowning. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, but you can't keep me in a cage. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, stand around when I'm coming your way. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, but you can't keep me in a cage. I'm a savage, I'm a beast, I'm a monster, stand around when I'm coming your way.
See everyone on the next show. Peace.